Yo, yo. What's going on, everybody? Happy Sunday. Hopefully you guys had a great weekend and are ready for this major week ahead, man. We got a big night ahead of us. Let's get it. What's up, everybody? What's up? Let's do the damn thing. Killmonger, what's up, man? Cruddy Trades. Jaden, Zach, Mimi, Francisco, Neil, Master, Levert, John, Tupac. What's up, man? Tupac was a big winner last week, man. My man won $250. Let's go. Shay, what's good? Brother Pascal, Mr. Nobody, Maggie, Britt, Low, Steven, God's Gift. What's good? What's going on, everybody? Again, happy Sunday. Hopefully you guys had a great weekend. Hopefully everybody has a nice week this upcoming trading week. Let's have a good night tonight, man. We're going to have a good night as always. For anybody that's new here, we're going to go over the economic calendar first. And then we're going to get into the watch list for the week ahead. Watching a few beautiful swings. Last week, we caught gold. Gold was an absolute beautiful swing. 50% overnight. Caught Starbucks. Starbucks was 100%. We caught some beautiful trades last week. Last week was absolutely beautiful. Day trade and swings. Hopefully we can get another week like that. But yeah, man, everybody's good to go. Everybody can hear clear. Everybody can see clear. Let's get it, man. First things first, I just want to say appreciate every single one of you guys for taking time out of your Sunday to come kick it. Let's have a good night tonight. First things first here. Let's hop into the economic calendar for the week ahead. I'm going to go ahead and make this bigger for you guys so everybody can see clear. We'll go ahead and get started. We're going into the week of September 16th. And to kick off the week on Monday, nothing of importance here. Tuesday, we do have data. Data is going to be retail sales at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, that is on Tuesday, September 17th. Biggest day of the week here is going to be Wednesday. We have building permits and housing starts at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Nothing really crazy. The most important data here is going to be FOMC statement at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, followed by the conference at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Statement comes out at 2 p.m. and then we'll see J Powell talk at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is the big day, right? This is the big day that the market is waiting for, right? Market is trading now back at all-time highs. Insane strength through last week's session. Charts are very bullish going into this FOMC. I'm very, very interested to see what we do after FOMC. Because yes, these charts are very bullish right now, but if J Powell and a statement comes out, market does not like what it sees, market will quickly reverse. So from a chart standpoint at the specific moment, I would say we go a lot higher. But again, we can't account for obviously FOMC. So that's why, as you guys noticed on my Sunday watch list, I'm just staying open-minded, right? Focus on those cash flow trades Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. After the dust settles on Wednesday, we should have a good idea in terms of sentiment and structure going into Thursday and Friday. So the big days this week are going to be Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Monday and Tuesday, we can just focus on those cash flow trades, protect our capital, and go about it that way. But the big day this week is Wednesday, FOMC statement at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, followed by the conference with J Powell at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and that is September 18th. Thursday, our usual jobless claims. That is going to be at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then we have existing home sales at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and that is September 19th. Friday, nothing of importance here. So Monday we're good to go. Friday we're good to go. Major data is on Wednesday. Make sure you guys are majority cash going into FOMC in terms of day trades and swings if there's shorter expirations, right? So make sure you guys keep that in your mind. And yeah, man, let's get it. Let's get into these charts now. We got a ton to cover. There's a ton to talk about. So I want to make sure that we get everything covered that we need to get covered. We're going to start it off here on ES. I know a lot of you guys like to follow along, so I'll wait for your guys' cue. Drop it ready in the chat, and we'll get going, man. Let's get it. Let's get it. Not sure what's going on here. guess our light thing isn't working again. It's all good. I'll just keep a manual tally of it. Let's see if we can switch over here and see if it works. Alright, you guys are ready? Alright, let's see if that works. If that doesn't work, it's fine. Alrighty, guys. Born ready? That's what I like to hear. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Okay. Let me see. Are we good to go? Yeah, we're good to go. Alright, I'm going to take a drink of water, and we're going to get into these charts. Give me 1 second. Alrighty. Let's get it. So, here we are. This is the monthly chart for ES. And as of right now, this chart is extremely bullish. And I'm going to break it down for you guys very, very clear. Alright? So, if you look at the overall structure of this chart, right? We obviously have our higher highs, higher lows, broke the previous all-time highs. You guys get the gist of this chart, right? This is a very bullish chart. What I really want to talk about now is where we're currently trading. These last few months here, right? A super important month in terms of structure was August, right? Now, reason being is because August, we've seen a 10% sell-off followed by a 15% rip, which closed this candle a massive bullish hammer doji. Beginning of September is when we've seen that next sell-off, seen about a 5% move, and then literally last week, we recovered that whole move again, similar to what we've seen in August in the same day last week. And we've seen continuation through Thursday and Friday. So as of right now, this monthly chart is extremely bullish, right? We pulled back, had that correction, bounced off this macro demand. Last week, we pulled back again, put in a higher low here on these lower time frames, and now we're forming another bullish hammer doji here, and it's only middle of the month, right? So this month's current candle is going to be super important in terms of the upcoming sentiment and structure going into September, October, right? Super important. As of right now, this chart is very bullish though, and you guys can see why. We got bought up through August. Here we are in September getting bought up and pushing into the previous month's high. So in my opinion, if we can break that previous month's high, it's new all-time highs for ES and SPY, right? Now, the levels we need to pay attention to, first and foremost, is going to be this 56.75, right? And if you look at this chart from a weekly standpoint, it's the same structure, right? Pull back, now have a new higher low here. Last week, new higher low here, right? So right now, we are building very nice into these new all-time highs, right? The previous week, we've seen very nice weakness, right? And that structure shifted a little bit once we broke that low, right? But now we have reclaimed that low, put a new higher low, so this chart no longer looks good for shorts, right? We have multi-time frame confluence, monthly strong, weekly strong, daily strong, hourly strong. All these time frames are in confluence, right? So that would increase confidence in terms of the overall sentiment and direction of the market, right? So as of right now, this weekly chart is very strong. We have a big inside bar here. Some people like to call it Harambe, whatever the case may be. This is a bullish chart nonetheless, right? Now, I'm talking from a chart perspective, right? When it comes to Wednesday, all of this can change, right? We've seen the market last week make a $10 move to the downside, followed by a $15 move to the upside. So we could easily, right, flip this whole chart after FOMC. Or we could easily go with the overall chart structure and push into new all-time highs, right? Nobody really knows what's going to happen after FOMC. So that's why it's super important just to stay open-minded, pay attention to your level system, and move forward in that manner. But right now, monthly strong, weekly strong, daily chart, very strong as well, right? But now we are back into this major supply. So as you guys can see here, we're kind of forming a nice little wedge, right? We made that connection last week. Super important structure here on the daily, right? We have that low, followed by higher low, another higher low with that massive pin bar and bullish engulfing, which insinuated that massive move we've seen into Friday's session, right? Now we're kind of trading back into this major supply, right? We have that starting point, the connector, third touch, and here we're approaching this trendline resistance for the fourth time, right? So eventually something's going to happen here, right? Either ES is going to consolidate into this nose, and then obviously we'll have that breakout or breakdown, but something's got to happen soon, right? We're reaching the point here where we're either obviously going to blow the top off or we're going to fail and see some serious downside. So we're reaching the boiling point for the market, and this upcoming FOMC could be the catalyst to send us higher or lower. Regardless, my personal opinion, I think we're going to see a massive move in the market within these upcoming trading weeks. Massive move in the market. I mean, just look at the ATR in terms of how we moved these past few months, right? 270 point move on ES to the downside, followed by another 300 point move to the upside. Right after we just seen a 500 point move, followed by, preceded by a 400 point move. So market is absolutely making these massive moves on a day-to-day basis, right? The ATR right now is extremely wide across the board, right? So it's huge, right? It's huge. But the levels that we need to be paying attention to, you guys can see just as well as I can. Right now, we're back into the supply. I really want to prepare you guys for this upcoming trading week, right? Because this is a big week. And to be honest with you, this is where the real money is made. When you have that catalyst, you have that confidence, you have the conviction in these type of setups. So right now, as you can see, ES is trading back in kind of this range, right? This was the range we sat in for a long time. And now we're essentially back inside of it, right? But the context is super important. The context in which of what we moved last week is we bounced off this macro demand at 5,400, which is also that 0.5 retracement, right? This is huge, right? This is very, very huge. And if you guys want me to, we can go over a lesson in terms of how I traded the reversal last week and what you can do moving forward to help you trade reversals. Is, you know, we can cover that towards the end if we got time. But as of right now, right, this chart structure is bullish. Weekly's bullish, daily's bullish, monthly's bullish. We all understand that, right? But right now, we are back into the supply. You guys can clearly see that this is a massive supply here. That is why I said we need to be very open-minded this week. But the levels to pay attention to this week, first things first here, we have a major demand at 55.80. Right, so the game plan is if we pull back in this 5,600, we could look for a higher risk bounce. But the main watch is going to be the 55.80 area for a demand bounce, right? Now, let's say, for example, the market gets extremely weak after FOMC, right? If we can get below 55.80, that's where we can say, hey, okay, I'm comfortable flipping short. We got room down at this 55.40, 55.30 at this next major demand, right? If we break that 55.30, it's very likely we're going to see 5,500, and this is the main watch in terms of a massive relief bounce. If we sell off like we've seen these massive days here and push straight into this 5,500, that's a great relief bounce, right? So the big levels to watch this week in terms of downside, 55.80, that's the area we could watch for a relief bounce. If we get below 55.80, that's where we can comfortably go short down to this 55.40, 55.30. 5,500 is the ultimate line in the sand. If we lose that, you can expect much further downside down to this 5,400 level. Now, let's talk on the upside here. As you guys can see, if we break Friday's highs, we're just back into a macro supply, right? So what we need to see here on ES, right? We need to get back above 56.70, right? If we get back above 56.70, that's where we can comfortably say, hey, okay, now we can pick up these pullbacks and go long on ES and SPY. Target would be back at the 5,700, 5,720. Now, the all-time highs here are a little bit different on ES than SPY due to, obviously, ES trading a lot more, being 6 days a week, being 23 hours a day, right? So, all-time highs on ES is 57.20, which is a little bit above SPY. Now, if you guys know anything about me or have learned anything about me over the years, is I always trade ES, SPY, and SPX together. This is huge, right? What we could see this week is a break and hold above that SPY 565, which correlates to 56.70, right? So we could break and hold above 56.70 and then push into 57.20 and fail it. So that'll essentially be a perfect rejection on ES off of 57.20, but SPY will be in new all-time highs, which would essentially trap those long buyers who only trade SPY and they're wondering why it's selling off. Meanwhile, ES just rejected those previous all-time highs. So a big level to focus on this upcoming week in terms of the upside is going to be this 57.20, right? Super, super important. So the game plan here, for anybody who might have missed something, major level here at 55.80. If we pull back in the 55.80, 5600 area, we could look for a demand bounce. This is kind of a higher risk area. 55.80 is our trigger, right? If we get below that, that's where we can look for a short position back down to this 55.40, 55.30. Major level to watch in terms of an inflection point to the downside is at 5500, which would then trigger more selling down at 5400. Upside levels to watch, of course, Friday's highs, 56.40. Likely see that 56.70. 56.70 is a major supply here. As you guys can see, this has been a very, very respected supply for some time. So we could watch this area for a higher risk reject, but the main watch is going to be a break and hold above that for that long entry back into 57.20. 57.20 is the big pivot here on ES. All right, so that's the game plan. Make sure you guys are locked in. I'll translate all those levels to SPY on a second here. But before we do, let's go over NQ. All right, let's go out to the monthly here. Very similar chart to ES, excuse me, right? Last week, obviously we pulled back. Buyers stepped in tremendously. Very strong push in the Friday session. Overall context here in terms of why we're going higher is already there, right? Overall chart, very bullish, right? We all can establish that. Just had a 10% correction back into this macro demand. We held through August. Here we are in September, seeing a nice little pullback in September. Obviously, that pullback was bought up quick, and now we're forming this beautiful hammer doji here. Chart's bullish, right? There's no way around it. Weekly chart, same thing, right? You guys can see here. August, we pulled back into this macro demand, held, formed that massive pin bar here, which sent us back into these highs, pulled back, just put in a new higher low. Now we're kind of in this decision area here, right? We got this little inside bar from last week. Now's the time where the market's got to say, hey, where are we going, right? Where are we going? This is where the market really needs to, it's the boiling point, like I was talking about with ES, right? Now, the levels we need to be paying attention to, right, specifically on NQ, is first things first, right? I want to talk about this supply, right? You guys can see here, this is a significant supply, a massive structure here at 19,650, 19,750. We traded this area the whole time we were back there. Now we're back into this area, so we definitely need to focus heavily on this area. If we push back into 19,650, 19,700, this is where we can watch for a rejection, right? That is where we can watch for rejection. If we pull back from current levels, we can watch this 19,350, 19,400 area for a higher risk demand bounce, but the main watch is going to be this 19,150, 19,200. This is where we can take a higher confidence, higher conviction demand bounce off this major demand, right? So the big level to watch for a demand bounce, 19,150, 19,200, higher risk, 19,350. Upside, watch that 19,700, 19,650 for potential rejection off of that massive supply. Now, if you want to look for downside plays, right, you could take a higher risk entry below 19,350 down into this 19,200 demand, right? 100%. In terms of having room to run, it's there, right? But you just got to be a little cautious as we approach that demand. The line in the sand for downside here on NQ is going to be this 19,150. If we get below 19,150, it's very likely we're going to see that 19,000, maybe even sub 19,000, back down to this daily 200 at 18.7, right? So beautiful charts for the week ahead. ES, NQ, QQQ, SPY, even RTY and IWM. We have some beautiful setups for the week ahead, right? So regardless what happens this week, I think we'll get some nice value, nice opportunity, both swings and day trades. But that's what I'm watching there on ES and Q. Since we're already on NQ, let's go ahead and move over to QQQ. I know a lot of you guys like to follow me specifically on these two, QQQ and SPY. So let me know when you guys are ready and we'll rock out. Alrighty. Y'all ready? Alright, cool. Let's get it. So, similar chart here, obviously, is NQ. Overall structure is very bullish, right? Nice little pin bar here through September. Nice strong close on August. Weekly, very strong close here throughout last week's session with nice rising volume. Daily chart, it's a nice chart, right? Now, what I really want to talk about, though, is this hourly. Right, you can see QQQ closed back into a major supply here. Not just a major supply, but this trendline resistance from previous all-time highs. So this is the third touch of this trendline resistance, also in confluence with this massive supply. This is the line in the sand here, right? You guys can see this is a very significant area for QQQ. That's going to be this 477, 478 area, right? Initial watch, if we test this, is going to be a rejection, right? If we show weakness in this area, I do want to watch for a reject. Now, in the case that we pull back off of this supply, let's say we test it, reject, and then start to get weak. If we get back below 474, it's very likely we trade back into 470. Below 470 gets us down to this 465, 464 area. This 465, 464 is where I would look to take a higher conviction, higher confidence demand bounce, right? So big levels to watch this week: 478, 477 on QQQ, 464, 465. Now, my personal game plan, right, as I just stated, let's say we push into the supply here and fail. Once we fail, we get weak, get back below 474. Once we fail that 474, that's where I'll look for a short entry down into 470. 470 is a big inflection point, so you could watch that area, but if we lose 470, it's very likely we're going to trade down to 464, 465, which is where we could then look for a demand bounce. That's my personal game plan. Now, in terms of the upside, right, what we need to see here, no ifs, ands, or buts. In order to be confident in upside continuation, we got to get above 478. If we get above 478, that's where we can confidently look to pick up those dips to go long on QQQ back into 480, 42.50, and then 485.50. That is the game plan here. Anything outside of this, I could give a F about. To be honest with you, these are the only levels that I'm paying attention to for the week ahead, and they are super important, right? So that's what I'm watching for the week ahead here on QQQ. Just to give an overall adjustment, so to say, for FOMC. Bullish case, I say we can see 485, 490, right? Bearish case, I say 460, 455. So we'll say bullish, bearish case. That would be my target, right? 45, 490 upside, 460, 455 for the downside. SPY, here we go. Beautiful chart here, right? We covered in, ES already. You guys can see this is an absolute beautiful chart, right? Look at the monthly here. Beautiful close through August with this nice massive bullish hammer doji. September we had that nice little pullback that's now getting bought up, forming another beautiful bullish hammer doji here. Monthly chart is very strong without doubt. Weekly chart very, very strong with last week's strength after that dip. Closed above that previous week's high, which is a very, very bullish indication of continuation. So right now this chart is beautiful, right? Only hesitation here is we closed right back into all-time highs. So big levels to watch here on SPY. Obviously, first level we're going to be watching is this 564, 565. That is that previous all-time high supply. First initial watch is if we push back into the supply, 564, 565, I want to watch this area for weakness to take a reject. Right? 100%. I absolutely love this. Now, let's say we approach this area super strong, right? That's completely fine. I'll stay patient. In order for me to look for a long position here on SPY, I need to see a break and hold above 565. If we get above 565, that's where I'll look to go long for continuation into that ES 5720. Please, guys, do not forget about this level, right? Because remember, SPY is going to break this all-time high at 565, which gives us a couple dollars of room into this ES 5720, which is the previous all-time highs on ES, right? So SPY is going to break all-time highs, but ES is still going to be trading below all-time highs. So we need to pay attention to that divergence there between those two charts, okay? So above 565, we have room into that ES 5720. Pay attention to that level, okay? Now, downside scenario, there is a few big levels to watch here, and I'm honestly not a fan of how this chart's structured in terms of this demand, right? So there is a big level here at 559.50. If we happen to get below 559.50, it's very likely we're going to see this 557, which is the first higher risk area I want to watch for a demand bounce. My main watch I'm watching for a demand bounce is going to be this 553, 554 area. Okay, so this is the main watch here. 553, 554. You guys can see this is a very, very significant area of demand. So my game plan here is, let's say for example, we push into all-time highs, fail, and then we get back below 559.50. That's where I'll look for a short entry. Target that 557. We lose 557. That's where I'll target that 553, 554. We get down to that 553, 554. That's where we can flip long for a demand bounce. Line in the sand in terms of this chart structure is 553. Right? If we lose 553, that 550 is pretty much imminent. Below 549, that's where we test those recent lows. So levels are absolutely clear here. Very nice. Should have a lot of opportunity. Obviously, we just got to be patient and wait for one of these levels to present opportunity. But in terms of structure, 565 to pivot, 553 to pivot. Pay attention to those levels and everything I just mentioned in between. Alrighty, guys. I'm going to cover IWM here too for a few reasons. This is a beautiful chart, right? Monthly chart on IWM. We can cover RTY and IWM if you guys want, but let's talk about IWM here, right? As you guys can see, we pretty much had a consolidation for some time here, formed that double bottom here on the monthly, and we're starting to build into these highs, right? We're starting to build. What I mean by that is we're starting to consolidate, but we're consolidate higher with those higher highs and higher lows pushing into this next resistance. So right now, this monthly chart, I like that previous wick through August, very, very strong close, and I like this push here through September. Now, this chart is going to translate to an even better chart on the weekly, right? So if you look at the weekly chart, you'll see what I'm talking about. Last week, we wicked below that previous week's low, failed to go lower, reclaimed, and closed extremely strong here. I think this chart looks very good for upside continuation under a few scenarios, right? One, you guys can see, right? We obviously had that double bottom down here, put in a new higher low here, shifted that structure. So now this chart is a pretty bullish chart, right? But we are sitting in a resistance right now. You guys can see we're testing this little downtrend. What we really need to be paying attention to here on IWM, right? Number one is if we happen to pull back into this 213, 214, I want to watch this area for a demand bounce off of this structure, off of this demand and daily 50 moving average, right? This is my main watch for a pullback. I also love this 217.30, right? This is that previous week's low. This is that structure here and that downtrend trendline resistance. If we can get above 217.30 here on IWM, I think we'll see an absolute parabolic move into 220 plus. This is one of my top long watches for the week ahead. Okay, so make sure you guys set alerts here. You're not going to want to miss that breakout. If we can get above and hold, this could be a nice move or even a multi-day move. So make sure you guys keep this on watch. This is one of my favorite charts for the week ahead. But all right, let's get it, guys. We're going to go ahead and move into the individual names for the week ahead. Give you guys a second here because I know you guys like to follow along. First things first, we're going to go over an NVIDIA. So let me know when you guys are ready and we'll go over it. Just drop it ready in the chat and we'll rock out. Alrighty, let's get it, y'all. Give me 1 second here. Let's get it. Alrighty, there we go. I was worried for a second. What the fuck's going on here? Alrighty. NVIDIA. Here we go. Let's go check out this monthly chart here. Alright. I need you guys to help me. Here, matter of fact, I gotta pull up the camera for this. Y'all. Hold on. I want you guys to take me serious here. I want you guys to take me really serious here. Give me a second. Who regrets not buying this fucking NVIDIA dip? Just be honest. Look at this fucking chart. Right? Look at this chart. Like, bro, why didn't my parents fucking buy NVIDIA? Like, what the fuck is wrong with them? Right? Someone help me out here. Like, we could have been, that was our generational wealth right there. Right? Fuck were they doing? Changing my diaper? Buy fucking NVIDIA. Fuck my diaper. God damn. Like, y'all feel me or what? Like, let's just say, right? 2000. How old was I? I'm 4, right? Fuck giving me toys. Buy me NVIDIA. We're up 200,000%. Just throw in $100. $100, 200,000%. What's the math on that? I know okay, $100, 1,000%, that's 1,000. 10,000% is 100K. That's $2 million. $100 into $2 million. If you threw $100 in Nvidia in 2000, January 3rd, 2000, $100 would now be worth $2 million. $50 in Nvidia in the year 2000 would now be $1 million. $50 fucking dollars. $50. $50. In 20 years, you turned $50 into $1 million. Just think about that. And people say, right? Just look at this. I'm going to use this as an example, right? Look at the power of investing, right? I'm not going to say every investment you make is going to be the next Nvidia, but just look what happens when you buy good companies. Go look at Apple. Go look at Nvidia, Microsoft, Google, AMD, or even AVGO recently. People have been sleeping on Broadcom, right? It's huge. It's absolutely huge. All right, anyway, let's get back to the chart here. Yeah, that shit absolutely makes me sick to my stomach. And you know what's even makes me even sicker? I was one of the first people to enter Nvidia down here, right? I know you guys remember this. I was the first person to signal Nvidia longs. We were long Nvidia at literally, listen to me guys. Listen, you guys can go check the facts on this. Nvidia before it split, this was at 108, right? I bought Nvidia at 108. From that entry, it was a 1,200% return on equity, right? I know a lot of you guys remember when I signaled this. I signaled Nvidia right here. Now, did I hold? Absolutely not. I sold Nvidia like right here, something like that. Right before it broke these all-time highs, I sold. But that is when I entered long-term on Nvidia. I should have held, but anyway, it is what it is. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Yeah, it's crazy, man. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Even if you bought the dip, check this out, guys. Look at the power of this, right? Even if you bought the dip in 2022, you're up 1,000%. You put in $100, you had, what is that, 1,000, right? You put in 10K, you made 100K, right? It's huge. It's huge. You put in $10, you would have made 100, right? It doesn't matter. A lot of people say, oh, well, I don't have enough money to invest. If you have $10, you have 5, you have 1, you have 100, you have 1,000, you have 100,000, you have 1,000,000. It doesn't matter. What matters is you're investing. You're making that money. You're making work for itself. That's the whole goal. Use your income to buy time. Period. Right? Anyway, monthly chart here on Nvidia. This is beautiful, right? This is a beautiful chart. Got a beautiful monthly bull flag here, right? This is a beautiful, strong chart. Weekly chart, very, very strong after last week's action. Daily chart, beautiful inside bar here. Hourly chart, beautiful flag, right? So Nvidia's top watch here. Levels we need to be paying attention to. First things first is if Nvidia can pull back into this 115, 116 area, this is where we need to look for a demand bounce. In the case Nvidia just shows strength above 120, that's where we can look for those pullbacks to go long, target that 123.50, 124 area, and that's what I like on the week ahead for Nvidia. Next, we have Microsoft. Big outperformer last week. Love this monthly chart. As you guys can see, it's building very nice here. Wicked into that previous low, failed it, formed that nice little double bottom, just broke that previous month's high through August. Very nice chart here. Weekly chart, absolutely beautiful. As you can see, we reclaimed this structure here on the weekly. Just put in a new higher low here. This is a very clean chart on Microsoft for continued upside. Nice rising volume through last week's session. I think Microsoft can see a nice multi-day move if we retain this, 426.50 level, right? So this is the level that we're watching for the week ahead. Absolutely massive. Game plan here on Microsoft is two things, right? One is if we can pull back into this previous structure here at 425, 426, this is where I want to watch for a demand bounce. We can pull back into this area here. This is where I want to look for a demand bounce. Now, in the case that Microsoft continues to show strength, above 432.30, that's where we can look to pick up that long position and target a move back into 440 plus. So another beautiful chart here. Microsoft, my top watch for the week ahead, along with Nvidia, QQQ, SPY. So many beautiful charts for the week ahead. It's huge, absolutely huge week ahead for us. Big day on Monday, right? Long as the market doesn't gap up or down overnight, we have so many beautiful setups for this week. Super excited for it. I'm going to give you guys my personal game plan. I plan on putting a little bit more risk this week. What that means for me is no matter what size I use, I'm going to be comfortable with what I'm risking. So if you're a beginner trader, I encourage you to trade with a flat position size. But if you're an intermediate or a little advanced trader and you're at a state where you're profitable, a week like this when we have beautiful setups, you can afford more risk. But what's most important when you size up is you're comfortable with the risk that you're putting out there. Okay, no matter what stage you are. If you're a beginner trader, though, I encourage you just to trade with one flat size. Anyway, Roku. Now I know before you guys say anything, I know I hate trading Roku too, but this is a beautiful setup, too good to pass up, right? Last week, Roku, as you guys can see here, broke a massive weekly structure. Huge break here. Beautiful rising volume. I think Roku's setting up for a beautiful multi-day move, and I want to be a part of it. All right, you guys can see we cleared that daily structure. This is a beautiful chart. So the game plan here on Roku is watch for a pullback into this 71.70 area. If we pull back into this area, I want to watch 1 for a demand bounce intraday and 2 to enter a swing trade with a stop loss below 69.50. Okay, so that's the game plan here on Roku. If we can get back above Friday's highs at 75.5, I will also be interested in continuation for a long position back into this 80 level. There's literally nothing but room on Roku for the upside, right? So this is a beautiful chart I like for the week ahead. Make sure you guys set your alerts and don't miss it, right? Don't miss it. Next, we have AVGO. You guys know this was on my watch literally all week last week, excuse me. I entered a swing on AVGO literally right here, and I sold it at 150 like a fucking bozo. Like a bozo. We caught like 150%, but still, in reality, I should have moved my stops up and held, but it's all good. Anyway, this is a crazy chart. It's been one of my favorite stocks to trade recently. Moves extremely well. Contracts are super liquid. It's a beautiful chart. But what I want to talk about here is the monthly. As you guys know, I always say these charts are like a book, right? They tell a story. You just got to know how to read them, right? This monthly chart tells a story, right? Look at these wicks here. Look at we're getting bought up every time we pull back to this demand. Look at this monthly candle through September already. This is a massive bullish pin bar, right? The likelihood of this flipping is very low, right? Weekly chart. Look at that weekly candle, right? That's a weekly bullish engulfing with rising volume. That's the strongest indication you can possibly get, right? This is absolutely beautiful chart across that monthly, across the weekly, into that daily. Now we're getting a little bit extended, sure, but I still think this is a beautiful chart for the week ahead. Right now, we are sitting in a supply here. You guys can see this is that trendline resistance from all-time highs. It's also a nice little supply here. So I want to be a little cautious with AVGO, considering it is very extended and it is sitting in supply. But if we can get a pullback here, right? First, I want to watch this 163 area. This is a higher risk bounce. My main watch, though, is going to be this 160, 161. If you could pull back in this area, that's where I want to pick up a demand bounce. Upside, if we can crack this 168 and hold above it, I think we're likely to trade higher back into 173. That's definitely my top watch here above that 168 is to pick up a long position for that move back into 173. So this is a beautiful chart for the week ahead. Make sure you guys keep this on a close watch. Set your alerts. That way you don't miss it. I'm going to go ahead and set mine here. Crossing up, bada bing, bada boom. Set me another alert for crossing down. That way I don't miss it. We're good to go. Alerts are a little cheat code. You don't have to sit there in front of the screens all day watching the charts. Set your alerts. Walk away. Alert goes off. Go check it out. Bada bing, bada boom. Alright, so that's what I would encourage you guys to do. Anyway. Lastly here. Two more actually. Google. Beautiful chart here, right? If you look at this Google chart, this is a very nice chart. Essentially a macro break and retest. Retesting this massive demand here from these previous all-time highs at 150. This chart looks amazing. Honestly, looks great for a swing position now. Last week, it looked extremely weak, and then we started to hold here. In my opinion, right, this chart is an A+ swing. A+ swing. We have a beautiful bull flag right back into this monthly demand from this previous all-time high resistance, right? This is just a higher time frame break and retest. I would consider this an A+ swing, right? Now, obviously, since we're trading on a monthly time frame, these levels are a lot wider, right? ATR is a lot wider. My game plan here on Google is, I already picked up equity last week, but I'm going to grab, some calls out on Google for 3 or 4 months, 3 to 6 months, we'll say, right? Long as Google is above 149, I'm long, right? This is a beautiful chart, right? 149 is my stop loss on Google. I've already entered equity. This upcoming Monday, I'm going to enter a few calls for 3 to 6 months out. I'll post the contracts for you guys. But this chart is too beautiful of a setup not to test, right? This is a beautiful higher time frame break and retest. You guys can see the significance of that 150, 149 demand. We're already starting to form a beautiful bullish reversal candlestick here off of that demand. And yeah, that's why I grabbed equity last week. This is a beautiful chart, right? Look at the weekly. Beautiful chart. Wick below that previous week's low, creating that failure to go lower. Have beautiful rising volume here. This is my top watch for an equity swing and a swing for 3 to 6 months out. Keep a stop loss on Google below that 149. Excuse me. Right? This is a beautiful, beautiful chart. Beautiful chart. Now, as far as intraday setups, what we need to be watching here on Google is this 159 level. This is the structure moving forward. If we can get above 159, two things are going to happen. Right, let me zoom out a little bit. As you guys can see here, we're sitting right below this massive trendline resistance, right? This is pretty much held this and contained this downtrend. If Google can get above 159, we'll reclaim this hourly structure that we had from that downtrend, and we'll also break out of this downtrend trendline resistance. This is where these massive parabolic moves come from, right? So if we can get above 159, that's where we can long those pullbacks, target that 160 level for a short scalp, and this 164 plus for a longer term trade, right? Now, in the case Google does pull back, I want to watch this 155 area, right? This is a high risk area I'm watching. The main watch is going to be this 153 for a higher confidence demand bounce. So watch this 155 first. Main level is this 153. Regardless of the fact, I've already entered equity last week, but if I'm going to enter calls on Google come Monday for about 3 to 6 months out, I'll look at the contracts Monday morning, tomorrow morning, see which ones are best. And yeah, this is a midterm swing. Like I said, as long as this monthly chart stays the way it is, right? If we close out September with this bullish hammer here after this macro break and retest, this chart is beautiful, right? This is the definition of an A+ higher time frame swing setup, right? We had that beautiful breakout. Now we have this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful bull flag right back into this major resistance, which is now support. This is just a classic higher time frame break and retest, right? I will happily take this trade. I guarantee if you take this trade exact setup like this in terms of the structure, time frame, and everything, over 100 trades, 85, 80% of the time, this trade will work, right? Beautiful break and retest. Got to test it. Like I said, I already entered equity last week, but I'm going to enter some calls tomorrow for anywhere between 3 to 6 months out. Again, I'll narrow down the contracts for you guys, but as long as Google is holding this 149, 170 area, I think it's valid for a swing. Next, we have Tesla. Now, I was a little bit hesitant posting Tesla for a few reasons, right? It's kind of been in this consolidation for some time now, right? You guys can see Tesla's just kind of been consolidating in this wedge here on this monthly time frame, giving no real value besides lower time frame scalps. But what I want to really talk about here on Tesla is this 235 level. This 235 level on Tesla is the literal pivot, right? This is the definition of a pivot, right? If we're below this 235, Tesla is in fact still bearish, right? You guys can see what has happened every single time we tested this 235, right? We tested here, massive move down. Tested here, massive move down. Tested here, massive move down. But if you guys notice something, we're building, right? We're putting these higher lows into this 235 level. So what's going to happen now is right now we've consolidated to the point where Tesla has to move. A big move is coming on Tesla, right? It can't consolidate any further. It's going to consolidate so tight. Think of it like a slingshot, right? The farther you pull it back, and when you let it go, the farther it goes, right? That's like Tesla right now. It's consolidating to a point where it's going to explode, right? It's going to absolutely explode. And the levels that we need to watch for the week ahead is one, this 235. If we can get above 235 on Tesla, that 100% will then permit a long entry. This thing has room back into 240, 245, potentially even 250. The squeeze risk above 235 on Tesla is very, very high, right? So keep that 235 level on watch. This could be a massive, massive trade. Now on the flip side, right? Let's say Tesla pushes into 235, fails it, and then we start to get weak. If Tesla gets weak below this 225 or 224, excuse me, which is also that daily 50, I think we'll see a nasty move back into 217 and then potentially down into these low 200s. So regardless of the fact, long as Tesla breaks this 224 or 235 this week, I think a massive move will follow. So make sure you guys keep Tesla on watch. This is a beautiful chart for the week ahead. Obviously, we just need to be patient and wait for the opportunity. But yeah, man, that's what I'm watching for the week ahead. I do have a few other charts that I want to cover. I just didn't want to make my watch list too long. So we'll go ahead and get into those. The light counter isn't working, unfortunately, but we're at 236 right now. So as of right now, I owe you guys one giveaway. If we hit 300, obviously I'll owe you guys another one. And yeah, man. So I got you guys. I owe you guys one giveaway right now. Yeah, man. Let's go check out these other charts. So gold. This is my favorite chart, hands down right now, right? This is a beautiful chart. You guys can see similar chart to Google. Retested those previous all-time highs last week, and we absolutely rocketed. Closed extremely strong here on that weekly candle with nice rising volume. I think gold is probably one of the best swings you could possibly be in right now. Now, given we already are up huge on gold, I'm already up 60%. Let me see. Let me check this. Let me see how much we're up on gold. Oh, yeah, right now on gold, we're up 50 and 33%. So we're still up 50%. Yeah, gold is up huge. Anyway, right, what I'm going to watch here on gold, right, is if we happen to pull back, right, we pull back into this previous resistance, which is now support, 233, 235. That is valid for a re-entry to go long, both for an intraday scalp, relief bounce, and a swing, right? So that's the main watch here on gold. We're already in a swing position. My plan is just hold, right? If we continue pumping, I'm going to trim it to this 250 level. If we pull back, I'm just going to add more. That's my game plan here. Long gold, bottom of the line. Just a beautiful chart. I think this is going to see a lot higher in the near future, right? We entered gold literally right here, right? So we pretty much captured 100% of this move already. And I'm still holding, right? I took a few trims, but I'm still holding majority. Meta, I do want to talk about though. This is a chart that I really like for the upcoming trading days. Reason why is last week we closed with a nice bullish engulfed that previous week's candle. Nice rising volume here. Have a very nice daily chart here, as you guys can see, building right into this massive supply here. Major level here on Meta at 527, which is that previous week's high, and that big structure here. If Meta can pull back into 514, 516, that's a higher risk bounce area. But ideally, we can build into this 527, get back above 527, and that would then permit a long entry. Meta has room all the way back into all-time highs, 540, 545. Meta's an absolute beautiful chart here if we can get above 527, all right? So make sure you guys keep this on watch. You guys can see this is a very significant supply here on Meta. If we get above 527, this is very likely going to squeeze higher back into 540. So make sure you guys keep that on watch. Next, we have Amazon. I don't like the way the Amazon's chart structured. It's giving me head and shoulders vibes here. As you guys can see, we have the left shoulder, we have the head, and we're working on the right shoulder now. So I didn't really love this chart too much. We're approaching that left shoulder supply up here at 191, 193. But I do think there could be value here. Right now, Amazon is trading above a massive untested demand, which is going to be this 181, 182 area. As you guys can see, this is very significant demand. So what I'm going to watch here on Amazon is if we can pull back into this 181, 182 area, this is where I would look to take a high confidence, high conviction demand bounce here on Amazon for a move higher. On the flip side, if Amazon does get strong, this 188 level is huge. And if we can get above 188, that would permit a long entry. We could target that 190 and that 195 area. So this Amazon chart is beautiful. We just obviously need to pull back or get above those highs to have confidence in entering a position here on Amazon. So like I said, guys, I'm super stoked for the week ahead. As you guys can see, we've covered plenty of setups. Nvidia's beautiful, Microsoft's beautiful, Roku, Google, Amazon, AVGO, Tesla, Gold. We have countless A+ setups. Right now, given, are they all going to play out? Probably not. But we have plenty of beautiful setups that, in my opinion, are worth putting risk on, right? I'll put risk on Nvidia, Microsoft, Amazon, Tesla. All of these setups are A+ setups to me in my system, right? My mentees understand why these are A+ setups. I'm sure a lot of you guys do as well, just from obviously attending the lives. But we have some beautiful setups for the week ahead. And yeah, man, I'm super excited for it. But alrighty. Let's see what else we got here. AMD, I think this is a chart that could go higher as well, right? I think AMD has a beautiful monthly chart, right? As you guys can see here, AMD loves to do this, right? As you guys can see, we're just forming a big flag here, right? Look at these previous moves on AMD, right? It loves to build these monthly flags, right? Like if you look at AMD, this is what it does. This is AMD's thing, right? Build these monthly flags and then go parabolic, right? So I do think that if AMD does get strong, we could have a lot of value here, right? Given it just bounced off this macro demand, building very nice on the monthly. What I would watch on AMD is two things, right? This pullback I like the most. I would consider this an A+ setup. If AMD can pull back into 146, 147, I 1000% would take a demand bounce here. Stop would be below that 146, and this is my favorite setup on AMD. Now, if AMD does get strong and gets above 153, this is squeeze risk is extremely high. If we get above 153, next level is at 156.50 and then 160. So AMD does have a beautiful chart. It's just got to move, right? So the top watch here, that 146, 147 bounce, or if we can get above 153, that's where we can look for a long position back in that 156, 160. Absolute beautiful, beautiful, beautiful charts for the week ahead, guys. We have some killer A+ setups. Super, super excited for it. Hopefully you guys are as well. Hopefully you guys followed along tonight, wrote down these setups. And yeah, man, I'll update my watch list tomorrow morning for you guys. I owe you guys a giveaway, so we're going to get into that in a second. Dr. E Trades. That might be it. Okay, let me change it. Let me change it back. I think you just fixed it because I messaged them and they didn't act like I was talking about. Right? I think you might have solved the issue, Dr. E Trades. I messaged them and they act like I was crazy. I was explaining to them like, hey, my chart link's not working. You know, I share it for others. And they're like, we don't see anything on our end. Da 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 da. And that makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense. Maybe if I save it, try to use the link now. See if it works. I just saved it, so it should be able to refresh. There was a couple things I wanted to check out as well. Give me a second. See if it starts working now, y'all. Disney. This is a chart I really wanted to cover. Who's already in this Disney? Who's in this Disney swing? We went long on Disney literally right here. Right off of this demand retest. We can do a couple trade. What time is it? Nah, I gotta go. Fuck, I didn't realize what time it was. But I know a couple of you guys asked about the Disney rationale. It was just a retest of this massive demand here. That's why I entered Disney. And yeah, we're long Disney here. Game plan on Disney, I think this is valid for a swing. As long as Disney is above 86.50, 87, this is valid for a swing. If we break this downtrend here, as you guys can see, if we can break this trend line resistance, I think Disney's going to go absolute parabolic. Disney's a name I love long. Great swing here on Disney. Zoom, we're already in. Zoom looks absolutely great. Long as Zoom is holding this 65, 66 demand, I think this is a great swing. We're already in Zoom as well. Gold, already in gold, beautiful swing. Microsoft, I think will be a nice swing as well. Roku, if it pulls back, I love that swing. Let's see what else we got here. This is the list I wanted to talk about. Verizon, I put this on here for smaller accounts. I don't usually trade Verizon, but it's a beautiful chart. If you have a smaller account, this is a great name to trade. Watch Verizon for a pullback in a 43, 43.50. That's a beautiful for a demand bounce after that macro breakout. Kroger, this is a beautiful one as well. If you have a smaller account, this is a great name to trade. If we can get above 56.25 here, I think that'll be a great long position for a move higher. On the flip side, if we pull back, watch that 55 level on KR, and I think that'll be a great trade as well. If I subscribe to Bree, that's not a part of the mentorship. No, if you're part of the mentorship, you get it for free. No, I do not post my watch list every day there. It doesn't work. Probably just got to give it some time. It should work. It should work. New drawings will sync and layout. Let's do a little test here. Here, give me 1 second. I'm going to add this. Go pull up, for you guys that have my chart link, right? Go pull up KR, right? I want to test something real quick. Let me know if you can see this level I just added. Go to KR, go to 4780, and let me know if you see these two levels. I'm going to save it. Give me 1 second. See if you notice these two red lines on your chart. I'm reading these questions from right here. Alexis, they just moved up. Bree, she just typed it at 9:53. It's the same chat you just typed in. Yeah, I just refreshed it, so it should pop up. No, I do not have a public Discord. No, I don't. I do not. Is it working, J Hayes? It's working? Let's go. See, that's the cool thing about my charts as well. Like, I literally do all the work for you. If I draw a level on my chart right now, it'll pop up. Like, this level I just drew on my chart, if you have the link to my charts, it'll pop up on your screen. Literally do all the charting work for you. Awesome. I'm glad it's working now. I'm glad it's working. Nice. Cool. Alrighty, what else do we got here? Play. If you're still in play, this is a beautiful chart still. This is a beautiful swing. Longest play is holding this 29.50 30 level. This is a beautiful swing. If we get above that 35, this is absolutely parabolic. If you're not in swing, it's still valid to enter. Chocolate tea. We'll see what the future holds. Let's see what else we got here. We can delete that. Let's see what else we got here. MicroStrategy. I like this chart a lot. So I've been wanting to trade this ever since it split. I'm actually going to put this on my daily watch. I do want to trade this week. This is a beautiful chart. If MicroStrategy can pull back, depending on what crypto does, if MicroStrategy can pull back to this 134, 135 area, this I would consider this a higher conviction, higher confidence demand area. We can look for a bounce. If this gets above 144, I can see this trading back into this 152 area. So I think MicroStrategy can have a lot of value this week. Make sure you guys keep this on watch as well. I just added it to my main watch list. Netflix. This chart pisses me off, but it is a nice chart. Right? You can see Netflix here. It's kind of trading in this massive wedge here, channel, whatever you want to call it. This is a nice chart, right? Netflix is forming a beautiful weekly flag here. Nice rising volume through last week's session. I think Netflix can get pretty parabolic if we get above this 704. So on Netflix, what we need to watch here is the 704 level. If you get above 704 and get back above 710, that's where we can look for a long position above that 710 into new all-time highs. So keep an eye on Netflix this week off of that Netflix weekly bull flag. I think we can get a parabolic move here above all-time highs. But yeah, man, that's what I'm watching for the week ahead. Hopefully you guys enjoyed tonight's live. Right now, I owe you guys I owe you guys 2 giveaways. You guys crushed the 150 like goal. You guys crushed the 300 like goal. I appreciate you guys, man. I appreciate every single one of you guys for taking time out of your Sunday to come kick it. Hopefully you guys learned from this. Hopefully you guys took down the game plan. Most importantly, I hope you guys have a massive green week. It's going to be a big one. We have, as you guys can see, we have a ton of very high quality setups this week. Weeks like this, when we have these very high quality setups, this is where we can afford to put on more risk if you're comfortable with it, and this is where the real money is made, right? This is a week where you want to take advantage of what the market throws at us. And yeah, man, keep in mind we do have FOMC on Wednesday, so try not to be too heavy in there. But yeah, man, you guys know the vibes. Let's get into these giveaways now. Call me Danera, you're in the mentorship. How do you get your chart link? I post it every Monday with the watch list. Every single Monday. So go check the daily trading plan. When I post it, it'll be right there with it every Monday. Should be working again now. Thank everybody that has the link to my charts. Tell Dr. E thank you, because I messaged TradingView multiple times. They couldn't figure out the issue. Here she is. She figured it out. I might have to hire her as my helper, because she got that shit figured out quick. So everybody say thank you to her. Appreciate you, Dr. E. Like I said, I messaged TradingView multiple times. They told me I was pretty much crazy and didn't know what the issue was. So glad she figured it out. And yeah, man, let's get into these giveaways. I don't think I'm missing anything. You guys know the top watches for the week ahead. You guys know what we're watching for the week ahead. Pretty much gold's the focus, right, in terms of swing trade. And yeah, man, we got some beautiful setups for the week ahead. Let's take a quick look through this list. See if we're missing anything. See if we're missing anything here. This is more of my slow movers list. My list I like swinging from. Nah, I don't see anything. Alrighty. Alright, let's get it. Alrighty. Yeah, shout out to Dr. E. Alrighty, let's do this giveaway. Let's get this thing going. Giveaway keyword. I hate when sites do this, right? There was like nothing wrong. There was nothing wrong with their previous giveaway thing, but then now they changed it, right? Like this is totally different. I don't even know what the fuck I'm looking at. Let's see. User types of phrase. There we go. Okay, next. Viewers can enter the giveaway. What is this? Oh, I can change the luck. Okay. Viewers can enter the giveaway. Let's leave that right there. Regulars can enter the giveaway. Yes. So regulars get 2 entries each. No, regulars get 3 entries each. Channel members, which are subscribers, get 2 entries each. Moderators will leave that like that. Viewers, good. That's good. Actually, I like this update. This is a cool update. I take back what I said. This will exclude unique winners. This will exclude users who already won this session. Okay, so you can only win once. That's cool. Keyword is going to be FOMC. I owe you guys 2 giveaways, so let's go ahead and knock out the first one here. All you got to do is type in FOMC. FOMC. Let's get it. I know, continued growth. That gold swing was fucking beautiful, man. Beautiful. All you gotta do is type in FOMC and you're good to go. I actually like this update. What do you guys think? You think this giveaway is I think this is better. All you have to do is type it one time. Don't type it more than once because it might like mess it up. I don't know. Because a couple of this has keyword spam, so just type it one time in case it removes you or something. Alright, let's give it 10 seconds. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good luck. Nice. I like this update. This is dope. Bernadette Jackson. Not followed. What does that mean? How many lives? 1, 2. I would think this is a good winner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, nice. We attended a lot of lives. Good job. Bernadette Jackson. First winner. Can you type here so we know you're here? If you see your name pop up on the screen, just type in. Open link in new tab. Copy link address. What does that do? Oh, cool. Alright, congrats to the first winner, Bernadette Jackson. Bernadette Jackson. Alright, I owe you guys 1 more. Let's get it. I'm going to change the keyword. Give me 1 second. See if I can find her name or his name. How do I go back to find the winner? Dom, did you get their name? Bernadette Jackson. I don't know what I did. I clicked on something and it went out. Give me 1 second, guys. She's good? Alright, cool. Pin message. Oh, here we go. There we go. Channel activity. Oh, shit. Alright, let's get this next one done. Screenshot that. Alright. Let's run it back. Reset all entries. Keyword giveaway next. Regulars 3, channel members, boom, next. Keyword is going to be turbo. You gotta keep it original. Unique winners, bam, let's go. Turbo, turbo, turbo. Oh, Bernadette, this is your second time winning? Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Congrats. Turbo, turbo, turbo. Let's give it a 20 seconds. Good luck, everybody. All you gotta do is take it one time, you're locked in. One time, you're locked in. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. It's a minty. I already know that name, I think. Or it's a minty or a frequent flyer. One of the two. You got 30 seconds. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. There we go. Yo, he said yo. I know you've attended a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Are you a mentee or no? I think so. Or you're just someone who's been here a lot, which I appreciate either way. Are you a mentee or you just attend a lot? Regardless of the fact, I appreciate you. It's a pinned message at the top. Pinned message at the top. Let's see who can execute some patience. Patience will be rewarded tonight. A lot of you guys know what that means, but for the impatient, yeah. Alrighty, guys. Hope you guys have an absolute great night. Again, I appreciate every single one of you guys for tuning in tonight. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Hopefully you guys learned, took down the game plan. Big week ahead, manifesting a bright green week for everyone. It's going to be a very, very big Q4 for not only me, but for everyone. 2025 is going to be absolutely huge. Yeah, man, just stay tuned. Sunday lives, you guys know where to be. 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Sunday. And yeah, man, I get it. Only if you guys do, man. Only if you guys knew. I'm extremely happy with where I'm at right now in terms of my trading. Been absolutely killing it. Focus is at a high. Stress levels are low. Absolutely loving it. Loving it, loving it, loving it, loving it. Great environment. Great energy. And thanks to a lot of you guys, man. Appreciate you guys for always showing up, showing out, having support over the years. You guys know I've been doing this for years. And yeah, man. Can't thank you guys enough. Hopefully I got a return a favor for you guys in terms of what I've done over the years. And yeah, man, again, make sure you guys stay tuned. There'll be a lot coming. Oh yeah, I did say, I forgot. No more live trading on Fridays. So I live trade for free on Fridays with everybody. We switched to Mondays, right? I switched to Mondays just because I don't want to be responsible for people trading 0 DTs, right? If I want to trade 0 DTs by myself, that's completely fine. I can manage risk on my own. I'm comfortable, but I feel like Mondays are better, so we'll do Mondays. And yeah, man, for everybody that stayed, we'll do one more giveaway. And I want to test this. What does this mean? Oh shit, I didn't mean to do that. All right. The keyword is going to be patience. We'll give this 15 seconds. 15 seconds. Let's go. Patience, 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 patience. I don't have a public Discord or public signals or anything like that. I don't plan on doing anything like that. I only trade my minties. Alrighty. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gabrielle. I feel like this name could be a boy or a girl name. Like a girl name would be Gabrielle, right? Gabrielle. And then a boy's name would be Gabriel. Right? Am I right or wrong? Or am I just tripping right now? This could be like a boy and girl name, right? Gabrielle. Gabriel. 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 Where are you at? You got, your time's almost up, actually. Wow. 30 seconds on the dot. 30 seconds. You made the cutoff literally right on the dot. How many lives have you attended? Nice, you've attended quite a few. Congratulations, man. Congratulations to Bernadette, Big Wick, and Gabriel or Gabrielle. I'm not sure if pronouncing it right or wrong, but congratulations to you guys, to everybody, man. All right, so Gabriel, right? That's how you pronounce it. Yeah, congratulations, man, to Bernadette, Big Wick, to everybody, man. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Seriously, thank you for taking time to come kick it with me on Sunday. It's very, very appreciated. Appreciate every single one of you guys. Let's have a killer trading week. And yeah, man, I'll see the majority of you guys in the morning. And again, man, I'll catch you guys later. Hope you guys have a great night. I hope you guys have a great week. And peace, y'all. Y'all have a good night, everybody.